motivation. Ignore the hair. Today was lazy hair day. I did not feel like doing it. So I hope everybody's having a great Monday so far. It feels so good to be back with you guys again. So I hope y'all missed me. I've definitely missed each and every one of you. Did you do a new intro for Motivation Mondays? It's been one that I've been using for a little while, Cool Ranch. I changed it probably a month, 2 ago, 3, maybe. I'm not sure. But I did change it, but it was, it's been a little bit. So, if you don't know who I am Pamela, aka Scooter Renee, your host for tonight's Monday Motivation. As always, all the Monday motivations. Make sure you do all the YouTube things. Make sure you subscribe to me. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified every time I go live or upload new content. And thumbs up. Make sure you leave me a thumbs up. And if you wouldn't mind, leave me a comment after the show. I always appreciate that. I always like knowing what you guys think, especially about the topics I choose and everything like that. So make sure you do all those YouTube things. Feels good to be getting back into the swing of things, So if you are brand new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. I hope you will consider coming back again. I do Monday motivation every Monday for the most part. And I do auctions Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays on my channel, so you don't want to miss those as well. If you are my OGs, I'm so glad to see each and every one of you. I've missed you all. You all been in my thoughts and my prayers and everything. And if you are the playback crew, again, thank you for your support, for always watching the playback. I greatly appreciate it. Just goes to show you that you don't have to be here live with me, even though I absolutely love it when you're with me, so I can read the chat, we can talk and all that kind of stuff. But if you can't catch the live, but you're watching the playback, I still appreciate you as well. So let's see who's all returning tonight. If you haven't said hello, I hope you will. So let me grab my comments here. First in was Darlene. Welcome in, Darlene. So glad to have you. I am glad to be back as well. I was wondering who all has missed Monday Motivation. Let's see. We got Kelly in Texas. Welcome in, Kelly. So glad to see you. And of course, my buddy, my sister, Cool Ranch from Colorado area. And let's see. Hey, Maggie Doodle. Welcome in. Welcome. So glad to have you. All right. So, if we have any new people coming in, y'all just let me know in chat. I want to make sure I say hello to everybody that comes on. Again, if you are brand new to Monday Motivation, I usually pick a topic, we talk about it, and so forth. Usually I do the speaking, lasts about 45 minutes to an hour at most, maybe sometimes over. It just depends on how chat's going and how interesting the topic is, or if we're talking about other things, whatever it may be. So, let's see. Cool Ranch said, well, awesome. I'm glad you like it. Cool Ranch says, I got some live and in-person motivation while you road flow were here in Colorado. Yes. Yes, ma'am. All right. So again, it's been a full month, guys. It's been a full month since I did Monday Motivation. I'm just like, wow, I can't believe that I've gone a month without motivating you guys or myself. And as I said before, hopefully y'all missed it. Y'all been needing it and so forth. That's 4 shows I took a break from. I just cannot believe that. I wanted to let you guys know that it was not 100% intentional. Danny May, welcome in. Yay! I've been missing you too. But sometimes we all need a break without knowing that we need a break. And that's exactly what happened to me, guys. I didn't realize how much of a break I needed until I was on my break, right? So as I took this break, I thought about a lot on the word recharging and what it meant. And I came to realize with you guys that as I have talked to you guys about my word of the year for 2022. Guys, you know that's going to be coming around in 2023 in January. I'll have a new word that I'll be going by. But for 2022, the word's been intentional, and how I need it to be intentional about working and intentional about being focused. And I've now learned that not only do I need to be intentional about my business, because that's important, obviously, but I have realized that I need to be intentional about recharging as well, about taking a break to avoid burnout and to recharge my battery so I have more energy, more power to do what I need to do. And this can do with a lot of areas of your life. It doesn't have to all be business. It could be personal. It could be spiritual, whatever you need to do to recharge, or whatever you need to take a break from so you can recharge. That fits every aspect of your life. So tonight's topic is on recharging. We all know what recharging means. We do it every day with our phones, our watches, our headphones. Like I have my Beats, so I have to recharge those. I have my headphones I use in the pool that has to be recharged. Our iPad, those of you that might still have iPods, everything, certain kitchen tools or outside yard tools, those need to be recharged. And so certain items in our lives that we use every day needs to be recharged so they have more energy and more power to give us, right? We don't want to be without being able to use something when the battery's low. How many of y'all ran into that? Like, it's frustrating. So, I'll just spit on myself. Sorry, guys. So just like those items that need to be recharged from time to time, did you know that us as human beings, we need to recharge from time to time? Like, we actually need, our battery is flashing and we need to recharge. And like I said, sometimes that will happen and you don't even know that it's what you need until afterwards. So Vicky Nikki, welcome in, my friend. So glad to see you. Positive spot thought. Relax, recharge, and reflect. Sometimes it's okay to do nothing. Take your time to recharge and come back stronger, is the positive spot quote of the night. You're just so excited. You're gushing. I guess so. It's like all of a sudden it's like. So this is exactly what I did. You didn't see me much at all on any YouTube channels, like none. And I didn't realize till I was with Cool Ranch that I had been on YouTube whatsoever. It's because I heard that I was watching an auction filing one night, because I just totally tuned out everything. I literally took a break from everything. My email piled up, certain like electronics just did not register anymore for some reason. Hey, Jeffrey, welcome in. So glad to have you. But you didn't see me on YouTube much during those 2 weeks or so. Granted, a nice trip to Denver and being with my hubby and our friends really did help me to do that. As Cool Ranch and I have jokingly said, I was going to bed probably around 9 o'clock at night while she stayed up. And I was like, I'm just so tired. We think it was probably the altitude, but I think I just really wanted, to relax and just unwind. So, my prayer, though, right before we left for the trip, while we were getting, preparing for our trip and so forth, was that I want to be more present in the moment. I didn't realize how much that prayer would actually take place and take hold of me. I want to be able to take in all the beautiful sceneries, because we were driving out to Colorado, guys. And if you have not made that drive to Colorado, you are missing out on some beautiful scenery. Some of it does get boring because all you see is what looks like desert. I don't know if it's desert or not, but that's what it looks like. But I want to be able to take in what we were seeing. The windmills are my absolute favorite thing. I don't know why. And then seeing all the oil rigs, or know what they're called? Drills, oil drills, whatever they're called, that goes up and down in the ground. all that stuff just excites me because we don't see that here in Arkansas. So I just want to be present, notice more things, notice that the sky was bluer, the mountains. And so, again, because with my parents passing this year, it's really changed my way of looking at things, Cool Ranch, you didn't have to worry about what was for breakfast at all at Cool Ranch bed and breakfast, right? I told Amy at least twice, I said, it feels like I'm at a bed and breakfast. I haven't had to worry about anything. And granted, none of that was expected. So, but anyways, want to be more present and everything. Want to be present with my husband. I really want to truly enjoy my time with him and focus on him. I want to be present with Cool Ranch and her awesome husband, Mike, and to really engage and focus on the relationship and the conversations that we had. There were several conversations that we had, things I found out about Mike and also Cool Ranch as well. But I feel like I know Cool Ranch so well. So hearing things about Mike and so forth, and then, just sharing things with Cool Ranch that I probably don't share with just anybody. And so that last night I was there, we stayed up late and we did a lot of sharing back and forth, and that just meant so much to me. But I didn't realize I was recharging during this whole time. Thank you, Jeffrey. I didn't realize I was recharging that whole time until I got back. And it was like, it just hit me. I needed that break so I could bring my passion to doing these Monday motivation, these auctions that I love to do. I love doing Monday motivation, if you couldn't tell. And I want to keep doing them and be authentic with y'all and be real with y'all. But sometimes I realize now that I'm going to need to recharge in that area of my life. I was talking to one of the guys at my work. He had a 2016 Corvette that he does a lot of rally races with and everything. And his car is it was beautiful, and it was loud. It had a V8 in it. It had whatever cams are. I don't know. But it was throaty. It was loud. He had a way that he could make it stealth mode, just an awesome car. I've got to ride with him several times in it. And he had a wreck while I was in my trip to Colorado. He was on his trip to South Carolina or wherever it is that they have the Dragon Trail, and one other route there is called Devil's something, I don't know. Anyways, he ended up wrecking that Corvette, went over a cliff, and if it hadn't been for this tree, he would have went 30 to 40 feet down this cliff. And so, but his attitude, his pictures afterwards, he's standing on top of his car that's wrecked in the trees. I would have been crying. I would have been mad at myself. Like all this stuff would have been going on in my mind. And he was just happy that the guy that was with him, who'd never been on a race before, was okay, didn't get hurt. He didn't get hurt except for like a scratch on the wrist, and his neck was sore. But he was like standing on his car smiling, like, hey, this is the memory I've made. And yeah, it sucks, but hey, this is where we're at. And we were just talking about how we both at times get so tired of how we always see the glass is half full, how we always see the silver lining in the clouds, and things like that. And sometimes that is draining. It's hard to always try to be positive about things or always try to look for the good in things, regardless. So long way around, I had to tell you that story, but that's why at times, as much as I want to be authentic, authentic with you guys and be real with you guys, I also realize I need to take care of myself and kind of recharge that area of my life and refocus. So hope that makes sense. Cooking is yes, it is. Oh my gosh, guys. Like I can't even go into what she cooked. It was so awesome. So yummy. Thank you. Thank you, Danny Mae. You give us so much energy that I understand that need to recharge. Yes. So being a reseller, and of course, this is what some of the Monday motivation has been around, or what I was kind of, supposedly going to make this about is around reselling, but it's obviously become so much more than that. But being a reseller is not easy, and a lot of people are just not aware about the prep work that goes into being a reseller. We got to source, we got to, plan out what we want to sell, that kind of stuff. And then the after work with the shipping and labeling and all that kind of stuff, taking it to the post office. And then if you do the auctions, there's so much more involved as well. Got to plan your shows, got to plan what you want to sell, who you're going to sell with, all that kind of stuff. And we make it look so easy, but it's anything but that at times. It's definitely not easy. So, awesome, Jeffrey. I'll look for them when we get done. Thank you. So, let's look at what recharge means. Recharge means restore an electric charge to a battery or a battery-operated device by connecting it to a device that draws power from another source of electricity to be refilled with electrical power, or just to be refilled. So what does recharging myself mean? We know what recharging is when it comes to devices and everything, but what does it mean when we want to recharge ourselves? This will look differently for everyone because we are all on different journeys and we all live life differently. No one's the same. But for all of us, it still means to take self-care and to rest. And that's exactly what I did. Robert and I went all day, and then at night I got to Cool Ranch, and it was just like, I love you, but I want to go watch TV because, one, your downstairs is so cold that it's nice, and my pillow is super cold, and I can't help but sleep in the cold. So, anyways, let's see. Now, we shouldn't just do this only on vacation as I did, and I've known that, we should recharge, taking time throughout every day to recharge. I probably don't do it every day. Who am I kidding? Yeah, I probably do it every day. Think about nap time. I go to work all day. I come home and I'm always tired. Like, I'm super exhausted when I get home that I can't stand it but to take a nap. And so out at Cool Ranch, that first day we went to Georgetown. We got back and I was like, I gotta take a nap. I'm just exhausted. But at my real job, I like to play games on my phone throughout the day. So if I do some other project, working at some strenuous task or whatever that's taking a lot of brain power, I'll literally grab my phone, pull up one of the couple of games I really like to play, and I just zone out for a little bit. Now, if the phone rings or my boss walks up or whatever, I'll obviously put it down for that. But I really try to just zone out for a moment. Sometimes I zone out too long, but, whatever. But there are times I need to take a break from working on a project or a problem and just not think on that issue for a moment. Sometimes I go for a walk to get away from the issue, and then I come back with a fresh mind of new thoughts and how to handle an issue. I did that a lot when I was going through stuff with my stepdad. We have a pond outside of my work, and it's just so nice to go out there and just, walk around and just not have anybody around you and just to, think, pray more than anything, but think. But just to focus on things I do and back up. I honestly like having some of my weekends. If y'all notice, I rarely do an auction on the weekend. And that's because I like having those weekends free of doing auctions or working because, now I help out at the flea market. But those weekends I don't have anything. It's just to focus on things I do enjoy with my husband or something for myself, like get my nails done or my hair done, whatever. So it's always important that we do that, and we do it more than just when we go on vacation. We got to do it at least once a week, maybe. See, that's me, Darlene. It's like, 8 o'clock last night. Oh my gosh, yesterday seemed to be the longest day. It always seems the longest day on the first when we drop back an hour. it's like the longest day. I'm going, when is 9 o'clock getting here so I can take my medicines and go to bed? What happens when something is recharged, though? What happens when we recharge? For an item, it's so that it is able to operate to its full maximum capacity, right? Again, our cell phones have conditioned us to plug them in usually every day so they can stay charged and work to its full potential. There's so many negatives about the cell phone as far as we're constantly glued to it to our hand, right? But the one good thing that can come out of it is that we recharge it every night, and that should be a reminder to us saying, hey, we need to stop. We need to recharge ourselves for a little bit and, just kind of unwind and not be so wrapped up in every issue and problem that we have going on at that time in our life. But so those items can work to its full potential. It's the same for us, guys, is we should be recharged as well, so we are able to operate at our full maximum capacity potential. So that's why we should recharge. So, example, how bad is it to be on a trip somewhere that you've never been? You have GPS going, and all of a sudden you realize you have 5% battery. The red battery is just flashing at you, right? We hurriedly get our charging cords out so we can recharge it and continue on our way. Those of us that remember to have the cords, right? Or worse, when we're, out and about and we don't have a place to recharge, and our phone is sending us warnings that it has 10% battery life left. All right, now you got 5% left, and then it just dies, right? We have to recharge it as soon as we can in order to have use of it again. So again, we've got to recharge ourselves so we can have better use of ourselves again. And that's why recharging ourselves is just as important. For things to get better, you have to get better. You have to recharge your battery just like we recharge our phones. There are times in our lives that our bodies are sending us that 10% warning that's just flashing. 10% warning of battery life left. And then next thing you know, there's 5% warning. 5% to those of us that don't know how to just stop and recharge. And that's kind of what I am at times. I'm just constantly going, and people are saying, you're the busiest person that I know. You're constantly doing something. You're constantly into something. One, is just because that's just all I've ever known. Two, is because I want to keep my brain active and everything because of the Alzheimer's that runs in the family and stuff. But, three, it's just all I know, So I like to look at it this way. The more you all get to know me, the more you'll learn I love not only my acronyms that I like to share with y'all at times, but I also love analogies. I love to break down analogies. It helps me to understand something that I might not necessarily understand in the technical terms. And so having something else to compare it to will make me think, oh, yeah, so that's really what they're trying to say here. Hey, Christy S., welcome in. Welcome. Whoop. Welcome. All right, so we have seasons that we go through life, right? We've all have been through a dark season at one time or another. And so, but just like we have seasons that we go through, just like the earth does, or like our human whatever, there's fall, winter, spring, summer, right? But part of the recharging is maybe to learn how to handle those seasons. All right, Danny Mae, how to handle those seasons better, how to slow down. Our lives go through many of the same seasons as what the world does. So that's where to try to help bring all this together. That's where I try to use these analogies and everything. So most of you know that I don't like winter. I've told y'all I don't like being cold. I don't like my hands to be cold. I don't like my feet to be cold. And then, by gosh, if I'm going to be cold, I'm going to be under a blanket with my pillow sleeping. Case in point, what I said a while ago. I believe that not only do we have winter, as in the physical effects like winter outside, the snow, the cold air, the crisp cold air at times, but I believe sometimes our minds mentally have winters, right? The only thing I can still compare that to is losing my parents. To me, that was my winter months. Y'all know it gets darker sooner. It stays darker longer during the winter months and so forth, unless you're out west. But we can't change the fact that it's winter, right? And we definitely can't change the seasons to something else. But we can, however, change ourselves, and we can change our thinking, especially when we do take the time to recharge. So the upcoming winters of life challenges that you know you're going to face, you can get wiser about it, you can get stronger about it, and you can get better about it. And granted, again, I always fall back on, but there are things that you can't obviously be prepared for to know how you're going to react to something. But that is why recharging is so important, because when you do, you are going to get wiser with the ideas that didn't work to those that can. You get stronger by doing things again and again. You can't just stop at the first time. Just like with working out, first time you might only get 5 sets in. Second time you might get 7 in. Next time you might actually get 10 in. But you got to get stronger and stronger in order to do more and more. You get better by actually doing things now that you couldn't do before. At 244, guys, I couldn't bend over and tie my shoe. I couldn't bend over to put my shoe on or my socks on at 244. But now at 211, I can bend over. I can get that part done. I can imagine when I lose the other weight, what else I'll be able to do. The pains I won't have, like in my hips when I walk, and my knee, and stuff like that. So, totally did not mean to get off on that as far as working out. But you can actually get better by doing the things that you couldn't do before. And in spite of the winter, in spite of downturns, the money downturn, the social downturn, the personal downturn, even the spiritual downturn, you can still get stronger and get better. The downturns are going to happen. It's what do we do when that happens? Thank you, Cool Rich. We need to learn to take advantage of spring, because we all know that after winter, spring does come, right? And so when winter rolls, we need to take advantage of spring. So when winter does roll around, we're ready for winter. But spring always gives us new opportunities, new hope. Think about the flowers. They have gone through winter, and while going through winter, if taken care of properly, they are getting stronger and they're getting better. And before you know it, spring has arrived. And what happens? It's their opportunity to bloom and be the best flower it can be. Something so small, to be the best that it could be. Spring an opportunity like no other for you. That's like telling that little bitty flower that wasn't going to be much at all. Spring an opportunity like no other for you. At the same time, however, realize that not all springs guarantees a rich harvest from winter and autumn. During those times, you must learn to use spring as a take advantage. Seize it with your own 2 hands. Back to the flower analogy. Some of those flowers, they went through a hard winter, and they need a little nurturing because the winter was so rough, right? Reflecting on myself right now, that's what y'all did for me as I went through my winter. You helped nurture me and everything because it was such a rough time that I was going through. So we need a little nurturing. And sometimes we need to allow someone to help with giving a little water, a little fresh soil, maybe some fresh mulch. I hate the smell of mulch, and I really don't understand mulch. But anyways, we need to feed a new idea. We need to take advantage because spring doesn't last long, right? When you think about it, spring is like my favorite time of the year, spring and fall. And neither one of them lasts a long time, right? That's right. Right, Courage? Less spring best, spring towards your goals. There you go. But we need to take advantage of that. So we have to take advantage. We have to seize the opportunity to spring, just like what Courage said. Now in the summer, we need to learn to nourish and to protect. As you know, that beating sun can do a number on everything. Our skin, the nature, the air, everything. So we want to nourish our values, take care of them, feed them, and don't let them go wanting in nourishment and in care. Then we also have to defend ourselves, protect ourselves from our enemies in the summer. Summertime is also a time of opportunity and also a time of challenge. You get a mixture of both. But just like that flower again that I was telling you about, as soon as it survived the winter, we nurture during the spring. And you all know how summer goes. Those bugs and weeds will try to overtake that flower. The enemies will strike. And you've got to be willing to learn not only to nourish your values, but to have to learn to battle with your enemies as well. Whatever threatens you, threaten it back. Take care of your responsibility, but don't take anything off of anybody. If somebody wants to destroy your future with their negative talk, negative thinking, putting you down, walk away. Recharge. Walk away from that situation, recharge. This is why recharging is so important as well, because we have our inner enemies as well to deal with, right? So I'm not just talking about outward enemies. We got our own enemies on the inside that we have to deal with, probably more so than the outer enemies. For example, our indifferences, our indecisions. I'm very bad at indecision, at least with the husband. Our self-doubt can also be our enemy, but have faith and nurture yourself. Don't doubt yourself. We all have the ability to change, so don't sell yourself short. Then there's the autumns in our lives where we can possibly see all the hard work that we have done and we can enjoy our harvest. But we can't rest too long in this. We can't sit there and go, okay, work's done. Sit back. Because we still need to prep. We need to get ready for winter again because that's what's coming next. And if we rest too long, those weeds that threaten our flower in the summer will surely take over if we rest too long. You can't sit there and go out there and pick the weeds in your flower bed and expect no weeds to come back. They're going to come back, right? So you have to continually go out there and pull those weeds, or what. I don't do it, but you know, those of you that are into gardening. But autumn can also be a time to reminisce. It can be a time to remember how hard we had to work during the winter time, the springtime, and the summertime of our lives. Autumn seems to be the time to recharge again, if you think about it, and prepare to get our flower ready so we can protect it and get stronger to survive another winter when that season happens. So there are 3 keys to take away from our discussion tonight. We are doing awesome on time. Number 1, make sure you take a break throughout the year. As the year rolls down, that's a great opportunity to back off work some, not completely, but some, and make sure you give yourself and your brain a chance to recover, to recoup. This will help you notice that as you take this break, you will come up with new ideas, new innovations, new whatever. And when the new year rolls around, you'll be refreshed and ready to attack the year. This is usually the last week or two of December for myself to gear up for next year. It's usually about when I start going, okay, I'm pretty much done with everything. So I got my planner order and it arrived today. So I'll start looking at 2023 and see what I want to accomplish then in all areas of my life, not just business, but also look back on 2022, which is where I have my numbers on the board. I can look back and see how far I've come and what do I need to continue to improve on for next year and what other areas of life. So I just want to show you the planner I got. This is the one I decided on. Commit 30. You can get the workout. You can get the, what's the other one? Workout. There's a couple of others that you can get, but I got the one that I think it was holiday or something like that. And it's just a regular planner, but it does have where I can put my vision for the whole year in different areas. So you got physical health, mental health, spiritual health, career, community, adventure, all those different areas. So I love that. I can kind of plan how I want that to look. And then you come over here and you do your month to month in each circle. So then there's that. So then you get to your month. This right here, Dream Big, was my words last year for 2021. I can't tell you how many times I noticed that word now. So it has that. And then you can put on here your monthly goal and your action steps. And then you can say if you did reach a goal, yes or no, why or why not, how you would rate your effort to it, and what your next steps are. And then over here, this month I commit to whatever it is, however many days you plan to commit to it, and what your reward is. And then it gives you the whole month to look at, but then I like this. It gives you the week. So like I can plan my whole month of my options on here and my Monday motivations. And then starting here at the top where it says Sunday, January 1, I can plan out each day. I can plan out in different time frames I want. Over here, I can set my life to do, and then I can set my work to do, any notes. It's a really cool planner, I think. So with that, I also got my sticker book because I am a very visual person. If y'all have not realized that, I love visual stuff. So I got the stickers to go along with it. And then because I ordered it, I got this today. I can commit to Notepad for free. So just breaking it down by the day, and then it's got your water intake if you care about that. And then it's got your different steps down here to check off. And today I am down here at the very bottom. This is what I like. Today I am grateful for. It's like how many companies do that? Today I'm grateful for. And that's what we need to be reminded of each day is what are you grateful for? This one, no. You just got to buy one each year. Which I like because now I can take these and I can look back on, past years and so forth. So this is my first year to do it. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, just to let y'all know about that. So the second key, got sidetracked showing all that to you. The second key is to build a group or surround yourself with people who do the same thing as you do. This alone is recharging because some of the people in your group are going to do it different from you. Some of them are even going to do it better than you. So this energy from this group is amazing. You'll get new, fresh ideas and what is working and ideas of how to take it to the next level if you want to. I can. Like I said, there's different ones on there. I decided on this one. Obviously, you don't have to get this one, but this one kind of helps you commit to, 30 days, you get a habit or whatever, but it kind of gets you in a routine. That's what I'm looking for. Routine of doing the same thing and so forth. But like I said, they have a workout one. They got another one, but for some reason I'm drawing a blank of what the other one is. I looked at Erin Condren planners. I like that one, but decided not to do that one. And there's some other ones I've been seeing that I really like. But I decided with this one because of the stickers. Anyways, so You want to build that group. The second key is to build that group of people that are like-minded like you. And then again, that can be business, that could be thought process. I surround myself with people that are just excited about life as I am, I think, most of the time. Or like the flea market. I'm surrounded by myself with people that love the flea market as much as I do, so forth and so on. So that's the second key. The last key that can help you recharge, and this is the biggie, you taking care of you. I am not perfect in this area, but I need to learn as well that you don't run yourself down and still expect your body to perform. I do it all the time. I'm like, why am I not performing? Why am I so tired? Why am I so negative in my thinking here lately, or whatever it may be? Because I ran myself down with that flashing battery light, and now I'm wondering why my body's not performing. Remember that 10% and 5% warning that I just said. It's why the battery goes red on our devices, to alert us we are running out of juice. Rest, eating right, and even working out will recharge us to run to our full potential. I used to kind of disagree about the working out, but I kind of agree with it now. But also feed yourself good things, as far as with what you read, what you hear, what you see. Feed yourself those good things. You need those positive reminders of what an awesome person you are, no matter what. All right, guys. I think that's the end of those notes that I have. Thank you again for joining me tonight for another episode of Monday Motivation. It is so good to get back. I will open the floor now for any Q&A or any discussions y'all would like to have. We'll do that for just a little bit. We're at 42 minutes, and so like I said, I like to wrap it up 45 minutes to an hour. So yeah, the commit 30. Some of y'all might, I think there's like a diet plan out there that you can follow or whatever. I think that's how, or maybe I'm thinking Whole 30. I might be thinking Whole 30. But yeah, commit 30 right there is the name of the one I got. So again, I just like it because how it breaks it down. You can see the whole month, and then each week I can kind of tweak things as I need to, or remind myself to do things I need to get done, and so forth. Like right now, I'm very big on totaling each of my auctions each day that I have them, so I can kind of gauge how my month is turning up, how much I'm making for the month, because again, I don't plan to work at my regular job for the rest of my life, so therefore I kind of need to be knowing what I'm making and know that, when it's okay for me to finally retire. Never thought I would say that word. All right, guys, anything y'all want to talk about? I know we had quite a few in here earlier. Christy says she bought a 1.9 billion lottery ticket. I told Robert I needed him to also. I don't know what to do with the football now. When Robert and I were at the Broncos game, I don't know what I did. Oh, here it is. When Robert and I were at the Broncos game, I told him, I said, the cheerleaders were starting to throw the balls out or do the slingshot with the balls. I was like, stand up there and catch me a ball. Half jokingly, like I didn't really think he would, or like they would get one towards him. But Robert is 6'3", so I figure if anybody's got a chance to get a ball, it's him, right? Very first one, he caught it. So tonight, I was thinking a little too late. I was like, you know what? If you did it that easy, why don't you go out and buy me a lottery ticket? Let's see how that goes. He's like, hey, the drawing was at 7:30. I was like, oh, dang. Well, remember that for next time. Go out and buy me a lottery ticket. Like, it was just so funny. I just casually said, stand up and catch me a ball. And he just stood up and bam, it was done. Here you go. Job done. You mentioned that you remove yourself from people who are sucking the life out of you. How would you, or how do you do that? Well, one, I hope it's not me, Cool Ranch. Two, a lot of what I have to do, regardless if I'm the one that wanted to end the relationship or if they did, but I have to like block them from everything on social media, or maybe not block them, but hide them. Maybe might be a better word for it. Just so they're not constantly there in my face, especially if I am friends with them on Facebook or Instagram, any of them. And I just got to kind of get myself away from it and focus on something else, focus on someone else. You just kind of know who's going to feed you and who is not feeding you. I can't handle negativity. I just cannot do it. It wears on me after a while, and I'm just like, look, I know you need a friend, but I'm not that friend. I just can't do it. And I'm also, and this might be a good or bad thing, but I'm also one of those that, okay, you want me to tell you how to, all I can think of is someone that I work with that was already ready to give up as far as, promoting herself, so forth and so on. And she's like, well, I've been here since September and so forth. And I'm going, okay, well, you haven't, been at this for a long time. So that's one thing. You're already ready to give up. And of course, this is a 24-year-old, so it's a younger person. And I think that's what's wrong with a lot of people is people don't want to put in the effort or the time that it takes. But anyways, I can already tell that I really like this girl. She's super sweet. But it's one of those things that's like, if you just always want to complain and not do something about it, I can't. I'll avoid. I'll go the other direction when you're walking towards me because I don't want to deal with it, Because for my own mental, I'm a very, I did a test with my therapist a while back. And where they tell you like your personality, like you're a NSFJ, whatever that is, INS, whatever those letters are. I can't remember what they are. But anyways, I actually had 2 X's in my 4 letters. And my therapist says, I've never really had anybody get 2 X's in this. And so 2, it stood for 2 things. 1, if I tell you I really don't care what we have for dinner or where we go for dinner, I really don't care where we go for dinner, If I tell you I really don't care if we go shopping at this certain store, I really don't care. I'm the easiest person to get along in that regard. And but also as I'm very empathetic with people. I'm too empathetic with people, meaning I can watch Lifetime, and Robert calls it the Psycho Women show anyways, but there could be a woman getting beaten by her husband, her boyfriend, whatever it may be, and I can at times take that and make it where I'm pissed at my husband for no daggone good reason. And so all that to say is if I surround myself with people that are constantly, and I understand people have mental issues. I'm really trying not to make me sound so bad. But if I surround myself with people that constantly think negative and always has a bad outlook on life and so forth, I just can't. I have to have space. I can still be friends with them. Don't get me wrong. I still be friends with them. And I can talk to them every once in a while, but it's not someone I got to talk to every day because it will drain me. And like their problems will become my problems, even though it's not even my problem to fix. And some of that I even think about like my oldest daughter. I get that way. She's struggled with severe anxiety and severe depression. And there's times if she posts something on Facebook and half time it always seems like it's something bad. But if she posts something, I just have to skim over it. And it's the same thing with friends. And I know that sounds bad, but I can't let myself go there. Not all the time. Every once in a while, great, but I can't. like I said, I have to remove myself. Like Christy said, space is good. I got to have space from you for a little bit. Doesn't mean I got to be unfriends with you. Doesn't mean I got to not love you any less or anything like that. I just need time to myself because of who I am as a person. I'm one that likes to have not an easy-go-lucky life, but there are worse things out there that I could be upset about. There are things that could happen to me that are a lot worse than what is going on right now and so forth. So with the passing of my parents, I think I've learned a lot about being grateful, just being appreciative of where I'm at in my life right now. I think. I know that was a long answer. Might not even answer your question. But basically, I just have to remove myself, at least for a little while. Again, it might not be for a long time unless it needs to be a long time. The example of that is my stepdad. I haven't spoken to him in a year. I haven't hung out with him in a year, mainly because of his narcissistic attitude, whatever you want to call that, mentality. I've seen him because I saw him when my mom passed away, or my mom's funerals when I saw him last. But the man that I thought he was before 2012-13 is the man that he is not today. And I still felt like as a child that he was my parent for most of my life, and therefore I need to respect him. I need to be there for him regardless, no matter how bad the situation was or anything. Meanwhile, when my husband stood on the sideline, pissed off and so forth, because everybody else could see what was going on but me. But, I had to make the decision to remove myself from him, as much as I know that he could use me right now, especially after losing my mom. But I can't allow myself to go there just because it can be, Kelly. It can be so hard with family because the family is the ones you're not supposed to ever need a break from or need to separate from, it seems like. But for me, I had to make the difficult decision to remove myself because of the narcissist mentality that he has. And so, like I said, while that's been hard, my life has really gotten better, even with losing my real dad and my mom, because this separation happened before they passed. But it's been good for my life. I feel like I can finally breathe again. And the crazy thing about it is this is the man that built me up, that invested in me motivation-wise and stuff, and that's where I get all of my positive, thoughts from and so forth. The Zig Ziglar thing is all because of him, and that I will never forget. But again, that was the man before that I thought I knew versus the man that he is today. So, again, there are some people that you will have to just remove from your life. And again, it might not be for the rest of your life or their life, but you got to do whatever you have to do to protect yourself mentally, I think. Just like if it was an abusive situation, you don't want to stay there. But I also think a lot of people do it because it's what's comfortable and it's what you're known to always do. And, as crappy as it can be, it's just at the time, that's all you know. It's all you know how to do, survive and so forth. And I went through that with my ex-husband with emotional abuse, and I got myself out of it. But Cool Ranch is called the what I was thinking of disc. Yeah, the dominance, influence, steadiness, conscientiousness. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. The 4 quadrants personality test. Yes. Spirit Junkie, how are you, my friend? I'm so glad you're here. You're strong enough to handle everything. Terrific example of courage. Bless your journey every step of the way. Thank you, Spirit Junkie. That means so much to me. So, yes, there are times that we have to make those hard decisions, and they continue to be hard for us. Doesn't mean it's easy. So, you know. All right, guys, on the book giveaway that I usually do, I think I'm going to hold off on doing that until the week of Thanksgiving, and here's why. That Monday motivation will be truly on being thankful, and all of you and those who will follow, I want to be able to thank y'all that night. I'll be doing a lot of giveaways that night as well, mostly books, but I might sprinkle a few other little couple of things in there for you. No, I was thinking this, but I could not tell you what each word was. I would have to Google it myself, Cool Ranch. All right, guys, thank you for being here with me tonight. Tomorrow night, Roflo and I are back to do Trinket Team Tuesday. We have so many new ones that we got in Colorado and our big sourcing this past Saturday. We'll have jewelry boxes as well. We decided to name this instead of Trinket Box Tuesday, to name it the Trinket Team, because we have truly become a team in finding and searching for the most unique and special trinket boxes and jewelry boxes to bring you guys. Robert is like into it so much. He wants to be the first to find that trinket box, and so he finds some really cool ones as well. So we are changing the name to Trinket Team Tuesday. So we'll be back with that tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday night will be a new one for me. I'm calling this Wacky Wednesday. See, recharge, new ideas, new, whatever. My plan is use those nights for things that I might want to get rid of, unload, like clothing, or I have a whole bunch of nice saucer and cups or toys, whatever it may be that I have a lot of. So, by the way, watch for polls on YouTube for that when I do them. So, like today, I posted one about clothing sizes. So, make sure you get your vote in on that, as what sizes you would like to see. But for Wacky Wednesday, you'll just have to tune in and see what that's all about and what I bring on Wednesdays as well. Thursday night, of course, Cool Ranch will be back with me, my buddy. And we'll be doing, I believe, some jewelry, but you never know about her and I. That depends on what kind of mood we're in, right? All right, guys, anything else before I let you go and have the rest of your Monday to yourself? Great name change. Thank you. I know I did not want to show her. Well, I didn't want to unwrap everything for one. So Cool Ranch does not even know what trinket boxes I have. But we got some really cool ones to bring you guys. So, all right, guys. Make sure, again, that you are subscribed, that you have rang that bell, and that you have hit the thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Y'all, go out there. Have an awesome rest of your week. If you need anything, know that you can reach out to me. If you need a little uplift, whatever, reach out to me. Have an awesome rest of your week. But remember, guys, that the dream is for free, but the hustle is always sold separately, right? Y'all have a great rest of your night. I'll see y'all later this week. Thank you guys for being here.
Okay, let's do this thing.